Time now for our Friday roundtable of the week's top stories. And tonight we want to concentrate on Haiti 3 days after the earthquake. Not just the present struggle, but also the future of that beleaguered country that has seen so much hardship for so long. We're joined once again tonight by Nicholas Kristof, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist for The New York Times and co-author of Half the Sky, and Garrick Utley, former NBC News foreign correspondent and anchor, and now president of the Levin Institute at the State University of New York. Good to see both of you. Welcome to the program.
Delighted to be on.
Nick, let me start with you first of all. Let's step back first of all into Haiti's history a little bit. How do you think that its past and the extreme poverty has exacerbated this natural disaster?
Well, Haiti has an unfortunate history. It's been treated badly by colonial powers. It's been treated very badly by its own rulers, who didn't build the human capital, for example, to lay a foundation for future development. But maybe the most important legacy of the past is what you see when you drive across that island. And I've driven across Haiti and then to Dominican Republic next door. You drive across Haiti and it's just bare land with no trees. You finally get to the Dominican Republic border, and all of a sudden you have trees again. The deforestation of Haiti not only led to the absence of the trees, but it stripped off all the topsoil, and so as a result you don't have the foundation for an agricultural recovery, which is so important in any very poor agrarian economy.
That's both a fact, a reality, and also a metaphor for the larger issues which are facing Haiti today, and particularly now after the earthquake.
What is going to happen, I mean, once the search and recovery operation is over? I mean, are we looking at another looming refugee crisis here, the visions of tent cities like we see on the
I think it's much more. Right now it's rescue and the immediate relief effort, but then you're going to get in a few months to the rebuilding effort, and the question is, who's going to do it? Who is going to pay for it? Who is going to take the leadership role? You cannot walk away from this, and I think there's a whole agenda that you can see right now, political, economic, particularly involving the United States.
What role do you think that the United States will play in this, Nick?
Well, we have an idea about what might actually help the development. Paul Collier, a development economist, wrote a report for the UN just over a year ago, and he outlined what might actually work to revive Haiti. And it's principally turning Haiti into a base for manufacturing for the U.S. economy, manufacturing cheap clothing, this kind of thing. But one of the problems is that the only way to do that is to have outside investors who have some confidence in a country. And I'm afraid that the earthquake, on top of everything else, makes it even less likely that you're going to get that kind of investment in factories in Haiti.
But before you can even begin to get to that point, whatever a good plan may be, quote unquote, you've got the physical rebuilding. You've got to rebuild a government. You've got to rebuild a presidential palace or headquarters. You've got to rebuild the cathedral. You've got to rebuild the leading hotels. You've got to rebuild just about everything there. And that's the question. It's amazing. I think we've all been watching the TV reports of how the world mobilizes and sends in planes. Belgium, China has a team there, the French, and of course the United States. Well, I said we will have these 9,000 troops there by this weekend. But what happens afterwards? The United States, unlike the other nations, can't escape this. The Obama administration cannot escape it. And we know the political ramifications down the line. And the immigration issue, even more people wanting to flee Haiti for Florida or elsewhere, is going to loom even larger, and that's coming up now in an off-year election, and will continue right up to the presidential election.
I mean, these are difficult issues for President Obama, but during the election cycle, when he did say that he wanted to redefine the relationship with the Caribbean, with that part of the world. Has that moment come now, and what will this new relationship look like?
I think that a moment has arrived. I think for political reasons it's somewhat unlikely that he will seize upon it, because I think that for so many people who are Obama critics already, the idea of helping Haiti just sets off all kinds of alarm bells. And there's this notion in particular that Americans have already been pouring money into Haiti. Rush Limbaugh alluded to that, said that people shouldn't give privately because the government is already doing this. And I think that really reflects a real misperception of what's going on. The U.S. actually ranks number 10 in per capita donations to Haiti. We give just over $2 a year per American to Haiti. In contrast, Canada gives more than $12 a person. And Norway, I think, gives more than $8. So I don't think we're in a position to be patting ourselves on the back for or generosity for Haiti in the past, even though, as Garrick says, this is in our neighborhood. This is a country to which we have deep, deep links.
But the question is also the question of leadership. Where is the police going to be? Where is the leadership, the political leadership? If the political leadership isn't able to handle it, who is de facto going to be running Haiti? There's a metaphor, an image I have in my head. We read about how Americans now are manning the control tower at the airport at Port-au-Prince. The Haitians aren't doing it or aren't able to do it, so there are Americans. Now, how far beyond that control tower and the airport does the United States expand its role? One possibility may be that the White House, the Obama administration, will look to the United Nations. Let's make this a UN project. They lost a lot of people down there in their peacekeeping delegation or force, and that may be one path to take. But it's a very sensitive issue. And a very important one.
So politically, so what do you think is at stake here for President Obama?
I mean, I think that it's hard to see him becoming a winner from this. I think that there are an awful lot of Americans who are already deeply suspicious about foreign aid, about foreign assistance. And Haiti in particular, I think, conjures a lot of these concerns because it has been a recipient aid. There is a real problem, frankly, with dependency on aid in Haiti. And what we need to do to get beyond that is to focus on things like education and building up industry and an economy in Haiti. But it's very hard to see how one can do that. And President Obama talked a great game about development in the campaign. Since taking office, he hasn't been as good as his rhetoric would have suggested, and I would be surprised if Haiti is where he will begin.
And he also has to be aware that there is always going to be that certain latent racist or racial element in any discussion. There will be code words being used. You're already starting to hear some of these on certain talk shows in this country about why we shouldn't, be helping Haiti or going too far down this road. So it is already a very delicate situation for Obama, potentially a very difficult and dangerous one.
All right, Gary Cutley, Nick Kristof, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Dalton.
Thank you.